We are 10 years into the third millennium, and at the dawning of this new era, in the magical year 2000, world leaders gathered at the United Nations in New York to map out a way out of extreme poverty in the world. 189 world leaders signed and agreed to the Millennium Development Goals. The vision is coming under review 10 years into the plan in September this year at the United Nations General Assembly Special Session in New York.
The United Nations did bring together world leaders, and the vision that emerged there is what we know today as the Millennium Development Goals. We at the United Nations believe that this should be the way to stimulate development. But having put this as a blueprint, we have to have specific targets to ensure that when policies are put in place, countries can also monitor to show how they're going.
And the ambitious target date for these goals, 2015. Nigeria has embraced the MDGs, as they are called, as a game plan, tailoring each specific goal to suit the needs in this oil-rich nation. The 8 goals include eradicating poverty and hunger, universal primary education, empowering women and combating HIV and AIDS and malaria, to name just a handful. And in Nigeria, the woman in charge of this ambitious task is undaunted. Hajia Amina Az-Zubair is based in the federal capital, Abuja. She believes the MDGs have made a major impact on the lives of Nigerians.
The communities we have seen appreciating this in various visits that we've had on the maternal health, on access to water, where these have not been facilities that have been made available. In some cases where the facilities are made available and we have had to go in there and do this again, we have looked at the sustainability issues, the issue of community involvement. It's still a task in some states, but in some it has operated very well. I mean, Nasarawa State's community involvement has ensured complete ownership and us reaching really very far communities that have not had access before. So I think on the whole, people do now say, yes, we branded the projects better. People say that, you know, we see these, we have a borehole in our community. I know that we have over 50,000 projects in the country today. Every local government has got an MDG project or program operating today.
Many poor Nigerians, particularly in the rural areas, have felt the positive impact of the MDGs on their lives. Amina says that hundreds of communities across Nigeria now have access to healthcare facilities, potable water and quality education. A report by World Minimum Health Care, the basic health services fundamental to be provided at the world level package, shows that 20 million people across Nigeria have benefited from improved access to primary health care. Almost 5 million more people have safe potable water. Solar-powered and hand-pump boreholes have been provided in their thousands, and 114 small towns have their water supply schemes upgraded. Between 2007 and 2008, insecticide-treated nets were handed out to protect mothers and children from the malaria-carrying mosquito. An estimated 5 million people have benefited from this. In the 2009 budget, 112 billion naira was allocated to these MDGs projects, about 2% of the country's total budget. This is Ginda village in the northern state of Nasarawa. This little village has been here for at least 3 centuries, and for all this time there's been no proper medical care, and people had to travel miles down mountain slopes to access water. Today the picture is very different. The people of Ginda village can boast a newly built hospital and a solar-powered borehole pump.
Initially there's a lot of misconception about MDGs. People think MDG is a donor agency. People think MDGs come in with money and do a project and work out. But with continuous engagement through the CGS of the focal persons and with continued engagement of the states themselves to the local government, they are now appreciating that the MDGs is a development project that change the lives of people. Like with any other government projects, people initially do not understand it. But now, with time and 10 years later after, people are beginning to know that it's a very good project. Because I know that the water that MDG has gone around this country to provide, it's a lot. Places where they don't have water at all, they're getting water. And I think it's a very good gesture in the right direction. The only thing that we need to tell our Nigerian sisters and brothers is that they should hold it as their own and take care of it.
Many Africans live on less than $1 a day. Nigerians are optimistic that the way to changing things in their country could well be through the Millennium Development Goals.